All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk? Oh.
Okay, I got your emails here. Want to know if you're the one that's being jerky, because it's kind of crazy, because sometimes people accuse you of being a jerk and you're like, what are you talking about? I am awesome.
Is that what you wake up and say every day?
Yes. What are you guys talking about? I am awesome.
If you say it enough times, it might sink in.
Yes.
I am awesome. Yes, I am.
Awesome. This email wants to know, am I the jerk for not wanting to take in Ukrainian refugees? Says here, my wife is Polish and has been glued to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. One of her cousins has been on the front lines in Poland helping refugees and has rotated a few families in to stay with them since the crisis began. So last week, my wife comes to me and says that she wants to start taking in some refugees that are arriving in the U.S. She says that she has signed up for us to be a prospective sponsor. You are supposed to be able to financially support these refugees, and my wife was not completely honest on the form. To tell you the truth, we are barely getting by ourselves.
Oh.
With the increase in rent and gas prices, my wife's argument is that we might not have a lot, but we have a lot more than these refugees that have nothing. I don't think that's fair, but she thinks that I am being a jerk for not opening our home. We have one small guest room and a half bath. We are not refugee ready, in my opinion. Am I a jerk if I don't give in? Half bath would mean that bathing would have to be done all sharing the same bathroom, I assume.
Right.
Is that correct?
That means there's no tub for them or shower. There's a potty, but no tub or shower.
Oh, yeah, y'all sharing a crapper. That's happening.
No, you have your own potty. You just have to bathe in the same tub or shower.
One crapper goes out.
Unless you're crapping in the bath, which you shouldn't.
Are you crapping in the bath?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what they do in Ukraine. I've never been there.
I don't know what they do in the Pennington's house.
All right. So what do you think on this? I mean, I get this. I mean, it sounds really bad when you say, I don't want to take in Ukrainian refugees.
But that's not telling the whole story, though.
I know. That's why you got to dig a little deeper. And, you know, I think even more than, just they don't know that they could swing it. Look, we've had it. I grew up in my family. We take in exchange students, and you'd be surprised when you have somebody living with you, just what hidden expenses there are that you don't think about on the surface of it.
Especially someone who has no means and they're not employed, and you're going to take care of everything.
Electric bills, water bills, those kind of things go up.
Food, medicine.
Is there a way you can help out in another way? So you're still helping out, because you can still help out the cause and not have to house people in your house.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that is something to look into, and maybe there's a compromise there. There are some people that really don't feel like they're giving unless they're hurting, and that's kind of where it is, where they feel like charity needs to be like, hey, this is causing me discomfort. Now I feel like I'm really helping because I'm truly sacrificing. And I don't know where his wife is set on that, but I think the fact that she's Polish, she has family that's doing it. She's saying, hey, if they can do it with what they have going on, we can do it too. And I don't know the intricacies of their situation, but I can relate to what he's saying. And that would be tough. It would be tough.
Yeah, look, it's a spiritual thing you want to do that, but there's a lot of things you got to ask yourself too. No matter what, it is a stranger that you don't know. There's a lot of stuff you have to make sure you vet somebody, no matter where they come from.
Yeah.
When you have somebody come into your house, you got to make sure that they're.
And
Make sure they're not going to be pooping in your tub.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, no matter what the situation is, you have to vet everyone who lives in your house.
Well, and I wonder, are you getting a person? Are you getting a family? Could you get a mom and her 3 kids? At what age? And are you rotating them through until they can get set up somewhere else? I don't even know, how this whole system is working right now.
The question is, are you a jerk for not wanting to do that?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, you are not a jerk because this isn't an easy situation. It's not like you guys have 7 rooms and 9 bathrooms
and extra money.
Extra money. You're concerned how your family's going to be now. That's why I ask, is there another way to help?
Yeah, that's what I think would probably be a good idea to do. Now, somebody did text in and say the government is helping refugees that are coming into the country. They give them food stamps and also cash money.
That's
So,
good.
that to throw that into the equation, that to know, okay, you're not necessarily going to have to, maybe they would have money for some utilities and you're not going to be buying all their food. That might work.
If you have money and you're able to do something like that, anytime you help someone who's down and out, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a spiritual thing to do if you're able to do it in the right way.
But it sounds like they're not on the same page.
They're not.
So if you live with somebody and they're not on that same charitable give till it hurts page, then you guys probably aren't going to be able to agree on this.
Well, you're doing it the wrong way. This is going to be the wrong way to help somebody.
If one person says no that lives there, you can't invite the refugees there.
So you help the person you don't know, but you blow up your marriage.
You blow up your marriage.
What are you helping here?
Well, and somebody wants to know, how would the husband feel if this was a 24-year-old Ukrainian OnlyFans model?
I've got some room.
You do have some room.
All of a sudden, the doors of charity have opened wide.
I don't care. You can even poop in my tub.
And I'll film it for money.
That's how you blow up.
Only fair. That's how she blows up too.
She blows up your tub and then you blow up on OnlyFans.
Oh, man.
It turned weird.
Yeah. Well, so far, pretty much all the comments are saying, you're not a jerk. That, look, if you just even look around America, there are so many homeless Americans that are on the streets that need to be taken in, that, your priority doesn't have to be set. I know the invasion of Ukraine is front and center on the news, and a lot of people are talking about, especially if she is Polish. I'm sure that any correspondence she's having with her family, I've heard that, of course, that's the only thing that people in that part of the world is talking about. I mean, it's almost, a lot of what we're talking about here, we're a world away. So, that's just really tough.
Yeah, and always be careful when you let people in your house, no matter who it is and where they're from. If you don't know them, if you don't know the person.
Even some people I do know.
Yeah,
I regret letting them in my house.
It's kind of like when you have to retake your driver's license to show you can drive. You might have to re-interview people to say, I don't know if you should go in my house or not.
A couple texts here that might help out too. Someone who is Ukrainian born said, my heart is absolutely breaking with what is happening in my homeland. But as much as I would love to house refugees, I know that we are unable to do so. Instead, we reached out to many organizations. We donated goods that needed medical supplies and diapers and formula and things like that. And we're doing something. And so, yeah, I think you want to go big and bold, and we're going to take in Ukrainian refugees into our house. But you got a half bath. And so that might not be your right place.
And you got a man who's not into it.
Yeah.
You're going to blow up your marriage and your relationship if you do this.
Savannah also in the chat room brings up a good point. So she lied on the federal document. It's the whole thing starting off in the wrong foot.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You lied about how much income you have.
Well, you're bringing your husband down.
Well, I think... Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about the forms, but my only guess is that maybe they want to know that you have the means to take in refugees.
Sure.
Because at the same time, too, they probably don't want to stick a refugee into a place where they're like, can I go back to Ukraine? It was better there than here.
You don't want to put them in a bad spot. You want them to be taken care of comfortably by whoever brings them in.
Yeah. So
and you also don't want someone pooping in your tub.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right. Okay, I think we settled that you're not the jerk on that one. Another email here said, am I the jerk for not inviting everyone to the party? I got an unexpected call from my 6-year-old son's teacher who said that she has a rule that if a child is going to have a birthday party and invite one kid from the class, that they must invite all the kids from the class. Well, that would be 21 kids and their families. And there's several kids in that class that are not very nice to my son. And he would be traumatized if they were at his birthday party. I reminded the teacher that this was a party on the weekend and that it was on my property. And I told her that she can no more tell me who to invite to my son's party as I can tell her who to have over for Thanksgiving dinner. She said that my policy violates one of her core principles about inclusion, and that invitations excluding certain children were handed out in her class. I will admit, in this exchange, things got heated, and I went up telling this teacher that she can go F herself. My wife overheard that last part and thinks that I handled it completely wrong. Now my wife is leaning on me to apologize and do what the teacher says. Look, I will apologize for the language, but I am not giving in to this teacher. Does that make me a jerk?
Apologize for the F word. Don't give in to the teacher. This is what I would do as an adult.
If there are kids in the class that are mean to your kid, you do not have to invite them to your birthday party.
The teacher's insane, and she's wrong. The only thing I would say, just because you want to save face, apologize for saying the F word, but don't back down. This is your kid. Your teacher is not the mother or the father. You raise your kids the way you want, and if you don't want little a-holes coming to your party, then you don't have them come.
I wouldn't think
Just
so.
that simple.
I mean, I guess she has a policy in her classroom where you can't, make anybody feel less or exclude someone.
She can't do that. There's nothing in the law that can support that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't know how the rules that goes. It sounds like it's her own rule, not like a school rule or anything like that. So
It's not enforceable.
Yes.
But you need to be a little bit more strategic and sneaky with how you invite certain kids. Maybe reach out to those kids' mothers. Don't hand out paper invitations in the class so that kids see it and then they feel left out.
I would assume they were unaware of this. Kid's only, 6, and so this is probably the first time they've encountered this. So I imagine, when the kid turns 7, there'll be a lot more stealth.
That teacher's insane, by the way.
Okay. All right, so not a jerk if he
The
doesn't.
teacher is a massive jerk on this. You can't dictate parents what party they can throw at their own house. That's insane.
Well, that's a tough policy because if you think 21 kids, and I know not everybody's going to show up, but let's say that 2 parents show up with that, you're talking about upwards of over 60 people that could
That's
be
a
at your
lot.
party.
Look, I love getting everybody involved. That's my core thing too. But remember, this is life, and not everyone gets along with everybody. You don't have to invite everybody to a party. That's completely insane.
Speaking of which, what time is the party at your house this weekend?
Oh, Virginia, there's another layer of drama.
More drama?
I don't think you're allowed to come at all.
Me?
Oh, wow.
What did I do?
I think this is a legit no women allowed.
I was legit last year trying to be a peacemaker. Your crazy friends that were trying to fight each other.
It's turned into, I guess, a sexist party. I don't want it to be this way, but I guess
I'm more dude than you. I should be allowed to go.
you can show up. Look, there's drama going on, but I ain't gonna let that bother me.
Okay.
There's some people that, shouldn't be invited.
I just want to chill on my birthday.
Whoever
man.
causes drama, maybe.
All right, one more email here. Am I the jerk for not canceling my trip? It says 8 of us, 3 couples and 2 single girls, planned a trip 4 months ago to a nice resort in the Bahamas for one of our big birthdays.
Ooh,
10 days
fancy.
before our trip, the birthday girl's husband decides to check himself into a month-long inpatient rehab for a drinking problem, which he has had for years. We're all very proud of him for finally doing this. The birthday girl, the other couple, and one of the single girls, the alcoholic sister, decide not to go on the trip. Well, my boyfriend and I, the other single girl, also decide that we're going to still keep our reservations at the resort and we're still going to take the trip because while it was a trip to celebrate the birthday girl, it was also our vacation, which we had been looking forward to for 4 months. We promised the birthday girl that when her husband was better, we would all go again to the Bahamas, and we'll keep that promise. But now the birthday girl is mad at the 3 of us for not canceling our trip too. Are we the jerks for not forfeiting our vacations? No, I don't think so.
No, you're not.
Not at all. You can't dictate what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm sorry he's gone to rehab and you guys aren't going to be going, but, that really shouldn't have any plan on what I should do with my life.
No.
Gosh, man.
I know, man.
People, jeez.
And couldn't he have gone to rehab after the trip? Just saying.
Yeah, it's tough. How many people are telling people what to do and then calling them a-holes if they don't do it?
Well, I can't believe
You're not going to listen to what I say?
I can't believe more people aren't annoyed with that teacher dictating what you can do with your kids outside of school.
People were not?
I don't know. I don't have the comments up. I'm not sure. I thought you'd be getting. People are so angry and outraged.
Yeah. Somebody had said that our school rule is if you invite 50% of kids, the whole class has to be invited. So apparently there are some inclusion rules.
I'm inviting a bunch of people to Jaybird's party on Saturday, and I'm just going to sit back and watch the fireworks.
So I wonder if that's really a rule or is that a suggestion?
Somebody else said my school classroom policies are that you cannot give out party invitations to only a select few. That teacher is not saying that they have to invite 21 kids to the party. The passing out of invitations in class is the issue.
Passing out.
Well, don't do it in
yes.
class.
Don't do it. Text the moms privately that you would like to have in your home. Do not pass out invitations in class.
It's pretty easy, right? I mean, there's such easy ways to do these things. I don't get it.
Somebody else said my boyfriend went to a Jewish private school, and the rule was that you have to invite the entire class to your bar mitzvah. So apparently there are actually some places that do have this, that you can't exclude just a couple of kids from a party. If you invite a few, there's some policies that you do have to invite them all, and apparently they ran into one.
Dear KVJ, Jaybird doesn't have kids. He shouldn't give an opinion. Well, you know what? I still think it's stupid.
Wow. And yeah, someone else is saying, I'm a teacher. Our school rule is you have to invite all students in the class if you actually pass out invitations in person.
Okay, again, let's not pass these out in person.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think they really knew the rule, and it probably should have been more front and center because they did, and then they were called on it and said, well, sorry, you hand these out in our class, so you're inviting everybody now. And they're like, we can't accommodate everybody. Like, sorry.
Look, I don't want people to get it twisted. I don't want little kids to feel bad, but I don't think it's right to tell a parent they have to you have to invite everybody or it's nothing. I just don't agree with that. That's not how life really works.
Especially because they were saying specifically, but some of the kids in the class were mean to the birthday boy, and the birthday boy would be traumatized if the mean kids showed up at his house on his birthday.
There was plenty of parties I wasn't invited to.
That's life.
With invitations right in front of me. Oh, I would like to go to Matthew's party because Matthew was cool. I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
Such is life.
You're not still holding on to it or anything.
No, damn it, Matthew.
Yeah, it's a very common classroom rule. I'm seeing this over and over again. So this is probably a good heads up if you've got a young kid like they did, that if you send your kid in there proudly with his invitations, start handing them out, he better have one for every single kid in the class.
So are people annoyed with this, or am I just a Grinch? I can't figure this out because now I feel like, Jaybird hates all the kids. And that's not the case. I just don't think it's cool.
There is probably about 30 texts of people saying this is very common. It's the same policy in our school.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments. Jaybird hates children.
Are you kidding? Bird's a monster.
Jaybird is an animal, a childless.
I'm not even trying to be controversial over here. I just
childless Grinch.
can't believe it.
Somebody said this whole conversation is ticking me off because parents are notified at the beginning of the school year of all the policies. Don't bleeping hand out invitations in class if you don't want to invite everybody.
Okay, I get all that. I agree. If you're thumbing your nose in, hey, you're going to the party and you're not, I get why you wouldn't want that. Just do it out. Is everyone annoying in this?
National Teacher Day, and Jaybird saying he hates all teachers. Way to go. Way to go. Way to celebrate.
He hates the teachers and the students.
Yeah. Boy, that's just really turned south on National Teacher Day.
And no women are allowed at his party on Saturday.
How do we go from loving teachers to hating teachers in a matter of 30 minutes?
You're right. I've really turned the corner
Wow,
in the
really
last 10
turned
minutes.
the corner here.
Hashtag bird so cold.
Look at where we are now. Good heavens.
I guess I'm an insensitive
Dude, that
jerk.
ponytail has made you cold.
Man, what has happened here?
I guess
Crazy.
am I off here? I don't feel off.
You grew out your hair and turned into a bad guy.
Yeah, I did. All right, any other comments? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. You can always get a hold of us. And if you got an email for Am I the Jerk, just simply send it to us, mail@kvjshow.com.